Welcome to Newswatch. Tonight we'll have updates on President Wintersteen's talk with student government.
Also, we will learn more about Walmart's gun ban for people under 21.
And I will have stories on the cancellation of the Golden State Warriors trip to the White House.
Okay. Welcome to this edition of Newswatch. I'm Natasha Novak.
And I'm Josh Lamberty. Thanks for joining us.
Iowa State's President Wendy Wintersteen spoke in front of the student government yesterday for the first time since her appointment. Wintersteen spoke about encouraging many programs at Iowa State, as well as adopting policies about entrepreneurial ecosystem. Wintersteen spoke about a budget cuts of $19 million to the state of Iowa's 3 universities. According to Wintersteen, the Iowa State Senate should consider the university, quote, as an investment, not a cost to the state of Iowa, end quote. Wintersteen went on to answer questions from other student leaders.
Jack Trice Stadium will soon fill with tents, sleeping bags, and cardboard structures as Iowa State University prepares for Reggie's Sleepout, a sponsored event that encourages Central Iowa residents to sleep outside for a night. The goal for this event is to raise $100,000 in order to help youth currently experiencing homelessness in Central Iowa. The event is set to take place on March 24th.
The M Shop is always open for free thinking and self-expression. But does that mean that everything, even offensive material, is fair game? Malik Newsome has the story.
Here at the beside the Memorial Union, students are able to perform a variety of acts that they see fit, ranging from poetry to renditions of their favorite musical performances to stand-up comedy.
But does this mean that students are taking advantage or abusing their free speech?
It's one of the most exhilarating things that I've ever felt. It's real fun because I spend like weeks writing jokes and then working on them, and then just every open mic I get to go and perform. And then it's really satisfying to hear people laugh when you say something funny.
ISU Stand-Up Comedy Club President Matt Banwer seems to believe that freedom of speech is important for creativity.
So I think when it comes to stand-up comedy in particular, I'm a very big fan that people doing stand-up should be allowed to fail. They should be allowed to bomb. You should go on stage. You should have terrible sets, because a lot of stand-up is pushing the boundaries. And I think I've done sets where I've gone up on stage and I've said stuff, and I've been like, I offended people, the crowd didn't like it, and then you learn from it and you move on.
Michael Norton, member of the Iowa State Legal Council, believes that freedom of speech is important, but has its limits.
The university doesn't get involved in regulating that content. There are time, place, and manner restrictions. So, for example, you can't use a megaphone outside a classroom window type things, where we have restrictions that are not based on what's being said or the viewpoint of the speaker, but just based on how do we operate a university in a productive and effective way.
In the end, it's important to remember that freedom of speech has its upsides and its downsides. In Ames for Newswatch, I'm Malik Newsom.
While the Me Too movement is raising awareness of sexual assault on a national level, the Start by Believing movement is spreading on a local level. I sat down with one ISU PD officer to learn more about his unique honor. To protect and serve, the mission of the Iowa State Police Department. Down the hall in room 55 in the Armory, Officer Anthony Greiter has a unique approach in serving this mission.
I get to see the work that our officers are doing in action, and I get to actually see the results of that.
As the community outreach specialist, Greiter is the man behind the department's social media platforms. Each click to post has students clicking back, often on taboo topics. One of these topics is sexual assault. Start by Believing, a concept that Greiter learned about in 2014, is one that he believes is crucial in today's society.
And what it says in short is when somebody says that they were sexually assaulted, don't ask questions, don't doubt them, just believe them and offer them resources and help. It's an approach that our department had already been following, but now we have a name, we have a title, we have a campaign, if you will, to show what we're doing.
Greider uses the platform to continue his pursuit of positive interactions with community members, interactions that are mindful of the power of words.
There are minor statements or jokes or comments that are being made all the time, and I was guilty of it myself when I was in college.
And that fuel a passion for giving a voice to those who go unheard.
But these comments really negatively impact the victims or the survivors that are working to recover from incidents that have happened.
Last week, Greider was honored as a champion of change by the Start by Believing organization. His passion for positive interactions has allowed him to protect and serve the Iowa State community when no one else would. A Twitter user thanked Greider for the department's actions in a comment on the announcement of his honor. Greider was undoubtedly humbled.
I think it's phenomenal. And it's also very sad because for them being believed by law enforcement seemed rare. It seemed out of the ordinary. I'm very happy to work for a department that has experiences like that with individuals.
But Greider knows there's a long road ahead, and he asks for the community's help by doing one thing.
Start by believing. It's that simple. It's imperative that our community starts by believing every time somebody comes to them with a concern of sexual assault or really any crime.
They protect and serve. ISU police are just one of many resources available, but we all might be the resource that someone chooses. Like Greider, we can all be champions of change. Josh Lamberty, ISU TV. And we'll be right back after the break. Stay with us. You're watching Newswatch.
Love is love.
Welcome back to Newswatch. A new report released by Iowa State Police shows the number of drivers speeding over 100 miles per hour has doubled since 2013. According to the Iowa State Police, 19 drivers were stopped for driving over 130 miles per hour in 2017. Officials say that enforcement and education are key, and they are beginning to increase patrol cars on Iowa's roads. The State Patrol hopes by seeing more officers on the road, drivers will begin to slow down.
The trial date is set for a lawsuit against former Iowa Governor Terry Branstad. Chris Godfrey was serving a 6-year term when Branstad took office and alleges Branstad pressured him to resign because of his sexual orientation. According to the contents of the lawsuit, Branstad's administration threatened to cut Godfrey's salary if he chose not to resign. The trial is scheduled to begin on January 14th of next year.
Officials at Hunter College in New York announced they are suing a former student for resident hall fees, accumulating for $94,000. In 2016, Lisa Palmer registered for classes at Hunter College, but soon dropped out. However, Palmer never checked out of her room. After 2 years of squatting and 2 eviction notices, administrators are pressing legal charges against Palmer. Palmer says she was being treated unfairly and the college was not allowing her to register for classes. This lawsuit includes 10 other students who are squatting in their rooms at the college.
The Walmart Corporation has made a nationwide decision to ban sales of guns and ammunition to customers under the age of 21. This decision comes after the recent mass shooting in Florida. Walmart has also decided to take these items that resemble assault weapons, like airsoft guns and BB guns, off of their online store. According to the Walmart Corporation, their heritage as a company has always been in serving sportsmen and hunters, and they will continue to do so in a responsible way.
A settlement has been reached in a 2016 crash involving a man driving the wrong way. Investigators say a 25-year-old Benjamin Berry was driving the wrong way on Interstate 80 west of Des Moines when he struck a police car. After being overserved at the keg stand in West Des Moines, Barry's blood alcohol content was 0.22, nearly 3 times the legal limit.
The Iowa Senate passed a bill yesterday banning abortions after the detection of a heartbeat. The bill requires physicians to check heartbeats through ultrasound before conducting an abortion. The bill specifies physicians can only perform an abortion after a heartbeat is detected if it is a medical emergency. Physicians who terminate after an abortion, after a heartbeat is detected, may face jail time. The bill is now headed to the Iowa House before landing on the governor's desk.
Just a day after being interviewed about Russian election interference, White House Communications Director Hope Hicks has resigned. Hicks acknowledged that she had told white lies on the behalf of the President Trump, but not related to the Russian investigation. Senior advisor Jared Kushner's security access was downgraded a few days ago, and Deputy Communications Director Josh Raffel intends to resign in the coming months. Don't go away. After the break, we'll have weather for you. You're watching Newswatch.
Welcome back to Newswatch. With one season left, Iowa State women's basketball star Bridget Carleton is receiving attention from 2 different WNBA teams. Carleton is averaging 18 points and 6 rebounds per game heading into the Big 12 tournament. She showed she is capable of playing with the world's best when she competed for the Canadian national team. Iowa State's women's tennis is off to a strong season. The team recently went 1-1 in Nebraska in a doubleheader against Nebraska and Omaha. Erin Freeman and Annabella Bonadonna gained a win in the number 2 double spot. Bonadonna also played at the number 5 single spot, nabbing another win for the Cyclones. The team traveled to Florida today ahead another doubleheader. Cyclones will face the North Florida Ospreys tomorrow and the Mercer Bears on Saturday. This will be the first time in Iowa State history the team plays against Mercer. The Golden State Warriors will not be visiting the White House after their NBA win. Instead, they will be touring the National Museum of African American History and Culture with local Washington students. According to Klay Thompson, the team views the White House as a great honor, but there are other circumstances which made them uncomfortable going. The Warriors' invitation to visit the White House was withdrawn via Twitter by President Trump. That's it for sports. Stay tuned for more Newswatch right after the break.
The blood drive will be holding a Heroes event on March 5th in the Great Hall of the Memorial Union from 2 to 5 p.m. The purpose for the event is to honor local heroes who risked their lives to protect the Ames community. According to the blood drive co-president Olivia Schaaf, honoring first responders in our community is something that needs to be done more often. The blood drive will run from March 5th to the 8th, but recommends students come out early in the week to donate since Wednesday and Thursday are their busiest days.
2 best friends are attempting to set a world record today for the most donors added to the bone marrow registry. Chris Betancourt was diagnosed with chronic myeloid leukemia and given only 1 year to live. But when Chris's best friend Dylan found out about the diagnosis, he created a bucket list for Chris.
ISU TV was challenged by the former ISU TV General Manager Brianna Campbell to participate in the Lemons for Leukemia Challenge. So, take a lemon, guys. All right. Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Is this for you, Bri? Oh.
Ugh. Okay.
Oh.
Well, that's all we have for tonight's show. Thanks for watching Newswatch.
Have a great night, Ames.